Well, I'm going to be sandblasting a little piece of something on the bottom of a hand truck because I'm going to make something to wheel around the welder with. So I'm going to sandblast the bottom of the surface, and I'm going to coat it with some chassis saver. And you know, I got the little face shield here, right? Put this thing on, and here's the sandblasting gun. The whole trick to this damn thing is shorten the hose. $20 sandblasting gun. But the point of this video is I'm going to make something out of this old hand truck. But first I want to paint that so it don't get rustier, because I'm going to put some wood over it and put this little Mig welder on it. It works. It just I have to run the wire feed with a 12-volt lantern battery. The hell, shit, it works, right? So I ain't gonna throw it away. So here goes nothing. See how it works with this newer blaster. Yeah, it works okay. So I'll probably turn the pressure up a little bit and go to town with it. Just got to go kind of close. But you know, you wouldn't want to use this for sandblasting the whole car, but little parts, 20 bucks, it's great. And it gets the camera dirty too. Yeah, and actually I'm going to blast this little piece of peeled chrome. I actually painted it with some black paint. I forgot what it was. I think it was rust killing rust converter over the chrome. But since I got the chassis saver silver, I'm just going to hit it with the blaster and paint over it with the chassis saver. Actually, that'll keep it from rusting out. Actually, I might do a real cheapie on this car, not actually change chrome except for a couple tiny, maybe one piece. And the rest of it I'll blast and paint if it's bad, and you know, if it's like real tiny trim. And do it this way because all that little stuff adds up fast. And I know how cars nickel dime you, and there's a lot of ways to do it cheap. So it's the whole idea, man. You ain't got to put $100,000 into a car that's going to be worth $20,000 later. That's crazy, right? Ain't the way I do things. Okay, just touched it up with the grinder a little bit, so it's blasted. So I'll just blow it off with air and wipe it down with acetone. And same deal with the thing I'm making for the welder. And that's it. And paint it up with some chassis saver silver. Actually, if you wanted to, you could take the whole bumper, you know, take it off, grind off the chrome, sandblast it, put a coat of chassis saver on it, and then paint it after that. And actually, you got a good undercoating with that chassis saver where it ain't gonna rust out. You can do it on the inside and the outside, and a hell of a lot cheaper than show chrome. And you can make it you know, to color the car or something too. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can save. You can nickel dime, you can save, you know, spend less money. Not called save money, but spend less money, because cars can nickel dime the hell out of people, and that's not my style. And while I got this sandblaster out, just wanted to see about, you know, cleaning up in here. This was kind of rusted out. It was kind of, the headlight was pointed up because this piece up here was not holding it right, so I just crimped it together with the vice grips. And I'm just going to blast this out and paint it with that silver chassis saver, and I painted all the bolts with it too, so that should be alright. So while I got it out, just do as many stupid things as I possibly can. Okay, so it's painted up with a brush and it looks fine. So it's, you know, the headlight's behind it, and you know, actually this chassis saver is a hell of a lot better than you know, engine paint or a lot of other stuff. You can actually just use the silver and the black for stuff like this. This is, you know, it's got rust on it. You just take this radiator support out, you know, the hinge bracket, the alternator thing, you know, thing to bracket holds the alternator. You know, you could probably just leave in the master cylinder, sandblast it down, do the power steering booster. You can do them in black and then some in silver. But this stuff really sticks. The whole thing is with chassis saver, I'm going to tell you this, or Port 15, it's you know, when they use that chemical treatment, when they're doing just plain steel, they're trying to make it rough. That's the whole deal. Now, if you're using a blaster, it's going to be rough. It's going to have grip. That's the whole damn key. It's got to have grip, and when it goes on, it kind of dries like ceramic, so it dries smooth. So, but you know, the whole point of this video is I'm making a, what do you call it, a cart for the welder. My makeshift welder. It still works. To hell with it, right? And you can hear the air compressor running in the background. It's very quiet. It's actually right next to the house, and that's really quiet for it. Be vibrating off the house and being on the carport. But anyway, just stop. So next step, I'm just gonna, you know, take out some tools here. Well, I got this stuff out. I'm gonna do this crowbar. Actually, I did this a while ago with what do you call it? That rust converting primer. And yeah, it holds up okay, but it's gonna go silver right now. So while I got this stuff out. So, like, that's the way I do stuff. When I got something out, I just hammer as many damn things as I possibly can while the stuff's out, instead of dragging it out one at a time. Okay, so just hung it on the, what do you call this damn thing, hand truck, and let it dry off. So, like I said, when I got stuff out, I want to do as many stupid things as I possibly can at one time, and, you know, kill, you know, a bunch of stuff at one stone. Now, word of caution on this chassis saver pour 15, you got to make sure you don't get any up around in the lid here, because it'll really make it very difficult or impossible to get the lid off again. And I think this aluminum has UV resistance, which is cool. Now, this is obviously a throwaway brush. I'm going to see if it stays okay in this plastic bag, because you know, nickel dimes you. You know, these things cost $1, 50 cents, whatever. You know, I look at all the pennies. So we'll see how long it lasts. I found out a lot of times they last, but I'm not sure if it's going to last long with this chassis saver. But if I use it tomorrow, it'll probably be okay. Well, I expected to do a lot more on this, and I says, you know, it turns out just a simple 2 pieces of wood on this hand truck. I put them on with 2-inch very thick lag bolts. I drilled some holes on the bottom of the metal steel, and just put 2-inch long very thick lag bolts that go almost all the way through the wood, so they're held in there extremely strong. And this deal has the broken wire feed motor or something. It's not the motor, it's something wrong with the circuit board. But I found out a way to bypass it, so I just had set up the wiring. It's all set. It's got a rheostat for adjustment. You can turn it down, turn it up, turn up the wire speed. And if you want to use the welder, all you got to do is hook up the 12-volt battery, and your wire speed motor works. So if you click it on, you'll see the thing move. Works fine. So then I'll leave it off when it's not in use, but this is held in there nice and tight. This is the only really crazy modification I had to do with this. I used this is all pressure treated wood, it'll never rot. So I put 3 long wood screws into there. They go into the case, the metal case. It's got Gorilla Glue. It was chemically cleaned. It was put Gorilla Glue, so this wood is glued to here, and this battery fits in here perfectly tight. It ain't going nowhere. And I was gonna make something around the edge here, but I don't need it because this is a hell of a lot easier to roll around than a welding cart. You know, it's very easy. So, and the only thing is, it sits a little lower, but that doesn't bother me, man, to tell you the truth, because you're really on the ground half the time anyway, so I don't know what the deal is. So it was very simple, very simple. So you're probably better off, instead of a welder cart, just making using a hand truck because you got bigger wheels on it and they're easier to roll around and take less space. And I made this extra long for a reason, but you know, I can cut that off if I want to, but I don't think there's a, you know, it just can come in handy like that, because if I want to put something, use this hand truck for something else. But you know, it's simple. It's simple. I was going to make this complicated, but it doesn't need to be. Yeah, and I reinstalled this, you know, put this back on here. It's all painted with the chassis saver and stuff. But you know, I should have shown it, but there's like these this bezel goes around here, this piece, there's like 3 tabs on there, and 2 of them were broke off. I don't know, probably 5 years ago or so. Instead of buying a new bezel, I put pop rivets in it and put the tabs back on, and it's still been holding since all that time. They're aluminum pop rivets, they'll never rust out. So anyway, that goes to show you could fix things without spending money. A lot of people say, this is how people go broke on cars and doing stuff. They think it's only $10. They only think it's $20. They only think it's $15, $8. Add it up. Add it up. How fast does those things add up? They don't realize. They don't realize. And it's stupid. So I actually fix anything. I don't replace, I fix.